If that doesn't earn you a spot in the Narrator Hall of Fame, I don't know what will. Frank Buxton, who voiced Batfink and all of the villains not voiced by Lynn, was a stand-up comedian as well, but he also acted in theatrical productions. After his run on Batfink, he worked for Paramount Television, writing and directing episodes of shows like The Odd Couple. As somebody else pointed out, while playing Batfink, Frank combined the serious announcer style of Gary Owens with the over-the-top heroism of Dudley Do-Right into a great voice I always loved hearing.
There will be no explosion, Hugo Agogo. I have disarmed your bomb. It didn't work! It's no good! But it would have worked if you had chosen any other animal. You see, there's nothing in this world that could make Batfink turn chicken.
Batfink is your typical stalwart, true, eyes of blue hero archetype, but Frank Buxton's performance and some of the writing elevate his character, making him more noble than most other cartoon heroes of this era.
Who am I?
You're a bad guy, and we're the good guys. And if you make one move, I'll karate your head off.
If I'm a bad guy, I justly deserve it. Robber Hood may be lawless, but his innocent horse shouldn't be shoeless.
Compassionate turkey.
One of my favorite touches here is the sound effects. Although done to imitate Adam West's pows and bams, they have some fun with them. In one episode, some of Karate's sound effects are written in an Asian language. In another, we see a sound effect altered by removing letters from it. Batfink is tickled by the sound effect Kitchy-Coo, and he seemingly destroys it, but it turns out that he could only destroy the K's.
Kitchy-Coo without the K's leaves itchy ooh. And itchy oohs are nothing to laugh about.
The most fun they have when playing with written sound effects is with Batfink's beeps.
My supersonic sonar radar will help me.
Batfink has the ability to send out beeps that can report back to him on where the villains are located. The beeps are solid enough to interact with objects and other characters, allowing Batfink to escape from hazardous situations. You could argue that makes him overpowered, but I thought that these were some of the most creative moments in the whole show.
Come back and dance. I'm playing our song.
Of course, this also means that villains can mess up the beeps. The variety of ways they interfered with them was a testament to the show's surprising amount of creativity.
Your beep is in a deep sleep.
But luckily my beep talks in its sleep.
Speaking of which, the repetitiveness never bothered me because they were often very good about subverting it. Take Batfink's other catchphrase, for example.
Your bullets cannot harm me. My wings are like a shield of steel.
I have to admit that I always loved hearing it over and over again, but that just makes it better when they subvert it.
Your arrows cannot harm me. Your parking meters cannot harm me. Your campaign buttons cannot harm me.
Put your hands up or I'll flute to kill.
Your music cannot charm me.
Oh, this flute doesn't blow music. It blows darts.
And darts cannot harm me. Your blanks cannot harm me. My thingamajigs are like a shield of whatchamacallit.
One of my favorite examples is when Batfink loses his voice thanks to an evil opera singer.
Would you mind repeating that?
Your bullets cannot harm me. My wings are like a shield of steel.
Quite possibly the best example is when everybody is exposed to smoke that makes them hate each other.
Give him the old karate! Your karate cannot harm me. My wings are like a shield of steel.
Wings of steel, wings of steel. Why don't you get some new dialogue?
Somebody on the writing staff had to be self-aware. Even with all of this, sometimes they still manage to really surprise me. One of my personal favorite moments in the entire series occurs in the episode Party Marty. The episode begins with the titular villain raiding a library, and we get a couple instances of the typical gag about a librarian shushing another character for being loud. Then at the end of the short, they subvert the typical way they end on a pun.
I win, I get the prize. You're right, Party Marty. The door prize.
Cutting back to the librarian despite no longer being in the library absolutely cracked me up the first time I saw this. The reason I find that so funny is that edit made me feel like I was watching a YouTube poop. I don't know if they did that on purpose or were just trying to save some money when the episode was a couple seconds short, but whoever came up with that back in the 60s was a genius ahead of their time. The final piece of the puzzle for Batfink's greatness is the villains. I must say, Batfink has the biggest and best assortment of villains in any pre-80s cartoon. Some are based on fairy tales and old stories like Goldie Unlocks and Whip Van Winkle. Some are puns of historical figures like Bull Brummel and Gypsy James. Others are just gimmicky, like Mike the Mimic and Roz the Schnoz. Their gimmicks and personalities were so enjoyable that one can't help but ponder on how a longer runtime for the episodes could have made them even better, but despite that limitation, Batfink was still better than its contemporaries, like Super 6. Even in the best episodes, the villains tended to be unremarkable despite appearing in 7-minute shorts. Even when not comparing it to Batfink, I found myself yearning for great villains like the ones in Tom Slick or Super Chicken.
Hi, my name is Ringo Starfish with one R. Building toys to rob birthday parties will make me the richest crooked toy maker in the world. Of course, there's very little competition.
Let me do a quick list of my top 12 favorite Batfink villains, based solely on how much I like them as characters and not being influenced by their episode quality. The villains from a few of my favorite episodes didn't make the cut, like Queenie Bee.
The bees stung your beep. How come they just stung the EEP?
Because a bee would never harm another bee. But a bee will tell on another bee.
And Mr. Bouncy, who came up with one of the most ingenious plans in the show.
If they don't pay me in an hour, I'll rubberize the bank, then every check in the city will bounce.
Despite having a truly awesome name, Napoleon Bonaparte unfortunately does not get much of a chance to show his personality. His episode is still one of the best, though.
Push, Karate!
It's you and me against the world, Batfink!
Robber Hood is up there because, while underdeveloped, I love Robin Hood references even if it's just villains based on the character. I also love Zorro references, which is why Zero was one of the more memorable Batfink villains as well. Finally, there's Brother Goose, who with one exception is the only villain to appear in more than a single episode. Both of his shorts are good, but there are other villains who deserved a second appearance more than he did. Anyways, on to the countdown. Number 12. Daniel Boom. Admittedly, there's not a whole lot to say about this guy. He has a nice design and a solid punny name with a gimmick that leads to some pretty tense moments. He just works really well. He's also pretty cunning.
Batfink, you picked the right door, so I give up. Come right out the front door and take me to jail.
Number 11. Professor Vibrato from Dig That Crazy Mountain. I like his design, and he has a cool gimmick of using vibrations generated by playing music to attack. This leads to some exciting action and one of the most painful looking death traps for Batfink, but the reason he made it to this spot is his way of speaking.
For my second number, I'll play The Jail is a Nice Place to Visit, but I wouldn't want to live there, so I'm leaving Baby Blues.
He is the most 60s sounding villain of the series, and I love that. If they ever bring the show back, it would be great to have him still talk like this.
So much for the fat cat. Now for that rat bat.
You've played your last note, Professor Vibrato.
Oh man, you're as wrong as Lenny Bernstein was when he threw me out of his group.
Number 10. Stupid Man. Much like how Underdog fought Batty Man, Batfink also faced a parody of his inspiration's counterpart.
Someone's coming!
It's a bird brain! It's a dumbbell! It's Stupid Man!
I really like the idea of a villain's power coming from his own stupidity. I also like his voice. He sounds like an evil version of Dudley Do-Right.
You'd better give yourself up, stupid man.
Oh, I know I should, but I'm too stupid.
Interestingly, the chief of police doesn't want to fight him because he's his brother-in-law. It's a small detail, but it really helps give more personality to the weakest recurring character. Number 9. Cinder Robber. I love how devoted she is to the whole Cinderella motif. She disguises herself as a cleaning lady, she hits people with her shoes, she has a boomstick broom, she has a dog named Prince, she tries to blow up Batfink with a pumpkin bomb, and she even lets Karate put her shoe back on her.
You put your foot in it, you are Cinder Robber.
Now that is some serious dedication. She's also pretty vicious, to the point where even Batfink comments on it.
Cinder Robber, you're the most vicious, vile villain I ever met.
And just think, my stepmother is the mean one in the family.
Number 8. Curly the Cannonball. Curly is one of the funniest and also one of the most complex villains in the series. He is a rookie villain who isn't great at being bad, but gets very lucky. He still looks upon Batfink as his hero, to the point where he is sad when he has to destroy him and cheers when he escapes. It's funny, but honestly, I want to know what his deal is. What drove him to crime, and why does he still hold Batfink as a hero? These are questions that will probably never be answered, but the fact that I am this interested in a random villain's backstory shows that Batfink really got something right.
This time we're not up against an amateur, but a clever, diabolic genius.
Number 7. Sabubu, the Thief from Baghdad. This guy is just really cool. He's almost like a Johnny Quest type of villain. He's also really funny with his mock Baghdad sayings.
Farewell, Batfink and Karate. May 1,000 peacocks laugh at your camel's bird. What does that mean? How should I know? It's an old Baghdad saying.
Aside from Gypsy James with his voodoo doll and crystal ball, this is the only time Batfink has faced a villain with anything supernatural about them. Granted, he doesn't use any spells, just a magic carpet, but it still results in some unique moments. I wish Batfink fought against more supernatural villains for variety, but then I guess like Batman they wanted to keep these to a minimum. Number 6. Old King Cruel. This guy really lives up to his name. You know he's going to be a real meanie when his first acts are stealing money from charity and candy from a baby. Sometimes villains who are just mean for the sake of it can make for great antagonists, and Old King Cruel is definitely the cruelest villain in the series.
I wonder what's taking your beep so long.
Here it comes now, Karate. And it found Old King Cruel.
That's pretty cruel to make a beep weep.
What really puts him so high on this list is how he came up with quite possibly the most sadistic death trap in any 60s animated series.
Batfink, I call this the die laughing bit. While you die, Karate will be laughing.
Some monarchs have a sick sense of humor.
When I tickle your foot, your toe will fire that cannon.
I mean, yikes. Forcing somebody to pull the trigger on their best friend? That's like something you would see in a Japanese anime. Number 5. Jujitsu, the second most popular villain in the series. Seriously, she is the only one to get fan art aside from number 1 on this list. I do understand because she is really cool. Her jujitsu is very formidable, causing Batfink to knock himself out with his own wings. It's also hilarious how Karate is in love with her. I do wish that she and Karate got to actually fight, but she is still the best female villain of the series.
Drop those jewels.
I'll toss you for them.